Just less than 24 hours later, we are back at the Newman Gymnasium here today on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We've got more North Atlantic Conference volleyball playoffs to commentate today. We have moved on to the semifinals where the winning team, SUNY Delhi, the number 3 seeded, beat the Umpy Owls right here. And now they have the challenge to take on the number 2 seeded team, the Husson University Eagles. Owen Snow alongside Nolan Humphreys once again, just like yesterday. Nolan, this SUNY team just played yesterday, got a clean 3-0 sweep, and now they have to play a tough Husson team who's good all around. What do you want to see from both these teams today?
Yeah, so in the regular season, Husson beat Delhi 3-2, and Delhi, had some really good performers yesterday. Kayla Nuss with 13 kills, 16 digs, and then on the back end, Lodgton with 23 digs. You're going to need your star players to play like star players, and for Husson, you didn't play yesterday, so you don't have that kind of momentum that Delhi has. So try to knock the rust off early. We saw Umpy yesterday against this Delhi team start a little bit slower, and that kind of put them back. You want to see Husson get off to a quick start so they don't have to kind of go uphill.
So to start the serve will be SUNY's own Audrey Lodgton. She'll get a quick point for Delhi. Just want to give you an update on the other side of the NAC bracket. The number 4 seeded Thomas College went up against the number 5 seeded SUNY Cobleskill. Cobleskill won that in 5 sets, and they'll play the number 1 seeded MMA exactly the same time as this game. Jenna Prescorn's hit gets blocked. Husson able to keep it alive. Here's Nuss. Dig by Hooker. So both these playoff matchups today will be very interesting ones to see. Obviously, on the other side, MMA has been the best team this whole season in North Atlantic Conference. And so them going up against Cobleskill will be an interesting matchup. And on this side, both Delhi and Husson, very strong teams in their own rights. In the regular season, these two teams went to 5 sets, and Husson won that one in the regular season. We'll talk more about that later. In other news, SUNY Delhi has taken a 3-0 lead in this first set. Here's Lodgton's serve. Hooker will look to set up Michaela Gray. Her hit goes out of bounds long. And a quick 4-0 start for Delhi.
Delhi did this yesterday against Umpy. Got off to a quick start. Husson's going to have to try to work something here to stop all the bleeding.
Hooker will look to set up Jana Prescorn this time. Easy save by Nuss. And she'll try to hit it back, but Mae Morse is there. Great dig by Lauren Poston, but Jana Prescorn finishes it off for Husson's first point of the day.
And look for Kayla Nuss and Jenna Prescorn. They kind of play a little bit similar. Powerful shots that are also accurate. Look for them to get a lot of kills for both of their respective teams.
Jana Prescorn's been a dangerous outside hitter all 3 years at Husson. She's actually taken more of a setter role this season, but still is a dangerous outside hitter nonetheless. And here's Nuss. Jana Prescorn. That one goes out of bounds.
Looks like Husson's trying to find their rhythm, trying to find what works for them right now. I think they're trying to focus on accuracy.
Jana Prescorn will be one to watch out for in today's contest, putting up basically a triple-double when she played Delhi. 11 kills, 13 assists, and 15 digs. Here's Michaela Gray, tip shot. And Moscow's save eventually can't find any Delhi players. So Husson will get their second point of the set. And this serve will come from the libero for Husson, Amanda Mae Morse. Too low of a serve, doesn't go over the net. So Delhi will get it right back, and serving will be the dangerous outside hitter, Kayla Nuss, who we saw a lot of yesterday. Had 13 kills in that one. And again, if you missed it from the broadcast yesterday, it's their first season at Delhi. Was a transfer from Lee Carbon Community College. Had 476 kills in 2 seasons there. And then in this season alone, she has hit the 300 mark with 301 kills. Here's Jana Prescorn's serve. It's out. And a couple service errors and attack errors on Husson's end has given Delhi a 7-3 lead.
Yeah, and if you're Husson, you know, when Delhi makes a mistake on the serve, you kind of want to try to capitalize on that. You don't want to give it right back to Delhi. We know this Delhi team is very dangerous, so any mistake you made is just going to lead to them getting points.
And one thing I want to point out, too, it's November 9th currently. Husson has not played since November 1st when they traveled to Vermont to play Vermont State Johnson and Vermont State Linden. Won both those games, but it's been a while since they played, considering Delhi just played quite literally yesterday. Here's Kate McPhee, just checked into the game, and her hit. Another one that goes out of bounds for Husson. Those mistakes are just kind of hurting themselves. And Delhi's taking all the advantage right now because of that. Ella Ludmer's serve. McPhee, saved by Nuss. And Delhi has taken an early 10-3 lead. On fire right now.
Wouldn't be shocked if, oh, there's the timeout. Good timeout by head coach Carl Lebsack in his first season coaching Husson.
So Husson will take their first timeout of the first set. Your current score, 10-3. Delhi with the huge early on lead. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Coming out of the timeout called by Husson head coach Carl Lebsack. Delhi has taken an early 10-3 lead here. Now you'll see the serve from Delhi's own Ella Ludmer. Prescorn will look to set up. Julia Levitt. Nice save by Poston. Placenia can't get that over the net. And so another error in this game. We've seen a lot of those so far.
Yeah, both teams got to settle into the game. Mistakes are going to happen, especially early on.
Now newly checked in Leah Peliquin will serve for the Eagles. And that serve out of bounds, so another error.
You kind of expect these mistakes to be coming from the Husson side just because they haven't played in a week. Maybe not from the Delhi side. You know, they played yesterday, played really well yesterday, so they shouldn't have too many mistakes.
And that one hit the backboard, the one up there, and luckily Husson's able to keep it alive to continue this rally going. Poston to Sheltra. May Morris right there to save it. Michaela Gray will secure a point for the Eagles. Again, very dangerous player Michaela Gray is. Had 6 kills and 16 digs when she played SUNY Delhi in the regular season. Serves up by Alana Peruti. Poston for Sheltra. Dig by Peliquin. And Delhi will get that point. So now freshman Miranda Moscow will serve for Delhi. That one took a bad bounce off the hands of Peliquin. So your current score, 13-5, SUNY.
Not what you want if you're Husson coming out of that timeout. You expected some adjustments to be made, maybe not the right adjustments as Delhi's got a little bit of momentum.
And initial save was made by Audrey Lodgton, and then Poston's not able to get the second hit. And so that will give Husson a chance to sort of climb back early, and freshman Peyton Hooker will serve. And good job by Foss to hit it up in the middle, and Husson will let that one go out of bounds. Good job by Jana Presscorn to just not hit that one as she knew it was going out of bounds. Peyton Hooker, very dangerous server for this Eagles team. Also, very good setter. There's an ace. Is that the definition of a good announcer's jinx, Nolan?
I think so, yeah. You know, usually announcers, they jinx them and, you know, it doesn't end up going good. But you might need to say it again right here.
See what Peyton Hooker can do on this serve. She likes to serve them low and fast. Kind of throw off teams a little bit. She'll set up Jana Presscorn. And Poston keeps it alive for Nuss. Good block by Jana Presscorn. And Husson is rolling back into this one. 4 consecutive points now.
And Presscorn does a really good job with that height at 5'11", getting up on that front line, jumping up, being able to block any hit Delhi has.
Poston for Nuss. Nice dig by May Morse. Poston for Nuss again. Blocked by Presscorn. But Delhi will get the point. And they stop Husson's momentum.
Yeah, Husson had a really good stretch there to keep them kind of close. You know, only down by 5, but at the rate it's going, you want to stop them. You want to try to get some momentum, bring it within 2.
So back at the top of the order for Lodgton. She started the serve for this one. May Morris will look for Gray. She'll give Delhi a free ball. And Ludmer's hit is blocked. That one touches the line. And now Delhi takes a 15-9 lead.
Good accuracy there from Delhi. Right on the line.
Kayla Nuss with the kill. Low serve by Lodgton. Foss out of bounds. So Delhi with 3 consecutive points now, thanks to Lodgton serving, excuse me. Quiet right now at the Newman. Good job by May Morse to let that serve sail out of bounds.
Now this is the time, a prime opportunity where Husson can try to get all the momentum they can. Down 6, you want to just try to close that gap, make it a little bit easier later on in the set.
Nice serve by Michaela Gray. Possum will look for Nuss. And May Morris will let that one go out of bounds. She has great IQ in that libero position. Knows when to save it, knows when to let it go out of bounds. She's a very strong player as a sophomore. Now Michaela Gray back up to serve. Daly Foss, nice hit in front.
And if this keeps going, we could see a timeout from Delhi's head coach, Bo Baracki. Only took 1 yesterday against Dumpy.
Poston for Ludmer. May Morse right there to save it. Jana Presscorn. Easy save for Lodgton. Blocked by Jana Presscorn and Daly Foss. And now the lead has been cut down to 3.
You kind of figured, you look at their regular season matchup, it went to all 5 sets. Going into this, you can kind of sense that maybe it was going to go to all 5 sets.
Great job by Levitt on the initial block. Foss again. And Plasenia just kind of hitting that one over, but good accuracy. She just wanted to avoid the 4 hits for Delhi, and it ends up in a kill.
Husson's got to has to notice that you don't want to take a day off.
May Morris, Levitt not able to save that one. And now 18-13 your score. Delhi maintains this lead. Boston to serve. Kayla Gray, Peyton Hooker, Julia Levitt. Nice save. Ksenia. Can Husson keep this one alive? Michaela Gray will just hit that one over. Saved by Nuss. And now Nuss will hit it right back. Tip shot, dive and dig by Hooker. And Jana Prescorn keeps the play alive. Blocked by Levitt, but goes out of bounds. And now the lead has grown to 6.
Good little rally there. Longest one we've seen of the set so far.
So Pawson will keep serving. That one hit the ceiling, but Husson able to read that one and stay in play. And great job there by Ella Ludmer.
Yeah,
Delhi's in a groove.
And that was a really good IQ play by 18 in black. Being able to notice kind of where maybe that soft zone was. Amanda May Morris for Husson wasn't in the right spot.
So head coach Carl Lepsak will call his last time out of the set as Delhi is 5 points away from securing set 1 here in this North Atlantic Conference semifinals matchup. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Delhi with the 7-point advantage late in this first set. And Husson will get the point as a Delhi player hit the net.
Good little play there now. Can Husson pick up some momentum from a little bit of a mistake on the Delhi side? You need it. Delhi's only 5 away from winning the first set.
And May Morse with the service ace. Lodgson thought that one was going to go out of bounds, but it stays in. And now 2 back-to-back points now. This is the Eagles' time to shine. They want a chance at climbing the ladder. Fortunately, May Morse's serve going from the ace to an error. Now magic number for Delhi's 4. Serve was up by Nuss. Here's Levitt. Stays in bounds. I just had a huge voice crack there, so sorry, folks. But Julia Levitt with the kill. So now 21-16 your score. And Jana Prescorn will get the serving duties. Had 43 aces on the year. And Delhi, nice job keeping that alive. Levitt, beautiful kill.
And it's been all Husson after that timeout by head coach Carl Lepsak. He does a really good job at understanding when his team needs a timeout, the right adjustments to make, and you're closing in on that Delhi lead.
And a service ace by Jana Prescorn. Bo Brackey will call his first timeout of the set. Husson has cut the lead down to 3 here as we are approaching the wits' end of set 1. We'll be back in a minute. Quick timeout there. We're back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network as Husson's gone on a nice little run towards the tail end of this set. 21-18 your score. Delhi still has the lead, however. See what Jana Prescorn can do on the serve. And it goes out of bounds. So Delhi will get the quick point after the timeout.
Tough mistake there for Jenna Prescorn. You would have liked to see that one in play. That gives Delhi an opportunity now to serve with only needing 3 points to win it.
Prescorn over to Levitt. Saved by Ludmer. Nice block up front by Peruti. Good rally going from both sides. Free ball for Husson. McPhee. Too powerful. And now Delhi's 2 points away from securing this first set. Again, one thing I want to point out, attack errors are even at 5, but Husson has 5 service errors compared to Delhi's 2. It's been a big story of this first set. Prescorn will look to find Levitt. 2 players kind of collided with that one. And it'll be 4 hits. Husson gets a point.
And you talk a little bit about those service mistakes on Husson's side, 5-2. I expect those to kind of lower as the game goes on. They're going to get into the flow of the game. Delhi played yesterday. They shouldn't really be making as much mistakes as Husson made, with their last game coming from a week ago.
Poston for Placentia. And Husson, they're not out of it just yet. 23-20 right now, the score. But they kind of have to go basically perfect from here on out.
Yeah, don't want to give any chances to this Delhi team that's so good.
Good serve by Peliquin. Nice dig by Leah Peliquin. Michaela Gray just trying to tap that one over, but can't get it over. So Delhi just needs one more point for this first set here in this NAC semifinals matchup. Prescorn to McPhee. Goes out of bounds. And Delhi will take the first set by a score of 25-20. Nolan, what can you say about that first set?
I think Husson they were in it, and I think a lot of mistakes cost them that. Whether that was accuracy or, when they were serving. Delhi, again, they played yesterday, so they don't have to knock any rust off. They're able to, come in here and just use that momentum from beating Umpy yesterday into this. And Husson, haven't played in a week. So I expect them to slowly start to get in the game a little bit more as it goes on. The second set, the first set was very competitive. I think the second set is probably going to be even more competitive.
We will be back to give you live commentary for set 2. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. If you just are tuning in, SUNY Delhi took set 1 by a score of 25-20 against this Husson University Eagles team. I want to give you a quick update on the other side of the bracket between the number 1 MMA and the number 5 SUNY Cobleskill. Set 1 ended in a score of 25-9 in favor of MMA, and this second set for them right now, MMA leads 10-2. But back here at the Newman Gymnasium, Peyton Hooker will get the first serve of the night, or of the second set, excuse me. Hooker will look to set up Foss. Beautiful kill. And like Nolan was saying before the break, Husson hasn't played in well over a week, and so a lot of those errors are just coming off not playing, but they'll be sure to clean them up this set.
And you talk about that MMA game versus SUNY Cobleskill. If Husson wins today, you know, they would like to avenge last year when they lost and got swept by MMA 3-0 in the semifinals.
Absolutely. Husson takes a 2-0 lead. So yeah, in the 2024 NAC tournament, Husson beat Thomas 3-0 in the quarterfinals, and then just got swept by MMA, who's been have been the dominant force in the North Atlantic Conference for volleyball for some time now. It'll likely be MMA versus whoever wins this one if they can hold on to that lead against Cobleskill. Lodgson, nice serve there, gives Delhi the tie. Will be a service ace for Lodgson. Here's Peyton Hooker over to Jana Prescorn. Nice dig, but Moscow's hit will go well out of bounds. So Husson regains the lead. This one, I believe, will be definitely like more back and forth. Both teams have now officially settled into this one. Poston for Ludmer. It's good. Got a chant going on at the Delhi bench. Try to get their team fired up. Poston serves up. Hooker over to Foss. Nice save by Poston. Nuss this time. Hooker keeps it alive. That ball well high in the air, and Nuss finishes it off. So Delhi takes the lead 4-3. Serve is up by Poston. Hooker over to Levitt. Beautiful kill. Once again by the graduate.
Julia Levitt, a leader on this team. In the regular season versus Delhi, had 14 kills.
She's definitely gotten the better of Delhi this season. It's been a great force her whole career. Missed the 2023 season due to injury, but in that 2022 season, nice kill by Jana Prescorn. She had a whopping 289 kills back in 2022. That was second in the entire North Atlantic Conference. In her graduate season, it took a step back, only posting 108 kills in 18 matches, but still a dominant outside hitter when she's on fire. Nuss is hit. Jana Prescorn to Michaela Gray. Nice dive and dig by Lodgson. Hooker looks it up. Prescorn. Husson will get the point as Nuss's block went out of bounds. So Husson, their largest lead of the set, 6-4. Here's Amanda Mae Morse with the serve. Free ball for the Eagles. Levitt on that left side. Tip shot. Saved by Lodgton. And Delhi's not able to keep it alive. Husson's lead has grown to 3.
You're seeing Husson wake up from what they did in the first set. You know, even then, the first set, you look at the score, it was 25-20. But kind of, you know, to start out the set, it was a little bit slow. Now, right, you know, Husson, you can see that they've waken up. They're up 8-4 right now.
Julia Levitt just throwing it down. She's one of those outside hitters, just loves to slam that volleyball and get powerful kills. That's served by Mae Morris. Doesn't hit the net. She does that. Mae Morris, she likes to go for those low serves. And when they go over, it's very, very good. But then sometimes they won't go over. Leads to errors. 8-5 your score. Serves up by Nuss. Prescorn with the hit. Saved. Here's Levitt. Good job by Lodgton to let that one go out of bounds. Those ones are tough to tell, though. You're not quite sure if they will go out of bounds or not. Got to have good awareness.
Washington's been so good on the back end for the Delhi team. Yesterday against Umpy, had 23 digs. And against Husson in the regular season, had 17 digs.
Yeah, that's why she's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Week in the NAC. And has almost hit 400 digs on the year. Good serve by Prescorn. Nice block by Peruti. Good job by Ludmer on the kill. Sheltra in for Lodgton. 9-7 your score. That one took a weird bounce off the net. Boston will look to set up Placentia. Nice dig by Levitt. McPhee. Her hit gets blocked. They're going to give the point to Husson. Moscow's hit went out of bounds. Or actually, they're going to give that point to Delhi. Ref changed his mind, said last touch by a Husson player.
Tough break there for Husson. You don't want that to kind of burn any momentum, though.
Serves up by Ludmer. Good job by Mae Morris and Levitt. Just let that one go. Peliquin back into the game. Ashu will serve. Her serve is up. Austin for Placentia. Here's Moscow. Nice block once again by Peruti. Prescorn with the dive and dig. Good job by Mae Morse to keep it alive. Another good block by Peruti, but that one took a bad bounce, and Delhi gets the point. Only down by 1. This one's definitely been a much more back and forth game. Placentia's serve can't find over the net.
And if you're Husson, you want to take an advantage right here on the mistake from Delhi. You don't want to give it right back to him. See if you can go on a little bit of a run and extend that lead.
Serves up by Peruti. Nice low serve, too. Too powerful of a hit by Moscow. It's a good try, though. Another good low serve by Peruti. Great dig by Prescorn. Last touched by Kayla Nuss, so give the kill to Michaela Gray.
Looked like from up here, maybe Kayla Nuss could have just let that one go, and it would have been out of bounds. But nonetheless, timeout for Delhi's head coach, Bo Brackey.
Just like what Nolan said, after the 4-point lead, Bo Brackey's going to bring his team back together and talk some things over, as we'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We welcome you back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network after the timeout called by Delhi head coach Bo Brackey. Alana Prudy's serve is up. Nice block by Foss. Again, if you're just tuning in, it's Owen Snow on the play-by-play alongside Nolan Humphreys on the color. And we're back here for day 2 of North Atlantic Conference playoff volleyball. Moscow's hit, another one. That's very powerful for her, but once again goes out of bounds.
And Delhi right now, I think, panicking just a little bit too much. You know, this is something they didn't do yesterday, given that, you know, they were up.
A little bit of miscommunication from Lauren Poston and Plasenia. We're going to get a sub here for SUNY Delhi. Will be newly checked in Brooke Paseni for Plasenia.
Yeah, and we could see maybe another timeout later on here by Bo Brackey if this Husson streak continues.
Good job there to let Alana Prudy serve sail out. May Morse back in the game for Husson. Here's a serve from Miranda Moscow. 4 hits for Husson.
And that's just how quickly kind of the tide can change. The momentum can swing in a volleyball match. You know, it was all Husson 30 seconds ago. And now Delhi seems to have all that momentum now.
Off the hands of Gray. So yeah, the lead has been cut down to 4 after it just being 7. Good job by Peliquin. Didn't touch that one. Just went out of bounds. Peyton Hooker will clock back in. She's a very good server. That's what she'll be doing. Off the hands of Audrey Lodgton. So Husson has expanded their lead to 6. This one, Husson's kind of rolling away with it, but knowing Delhi, they can come back for sure. As I say that, that one hits off the hands of Brooke Plaseni. Plasenia will check in for her. So now the lead back up to 7 like it was earlier when it was 16-9. Nice serve once again by Peyton Hooker. Free ball for Husson. Gray's kill is good. Husson the first to 20 in set 2.
5 away is Husson.
That one almost took a bad bounce again off of Lodgton. Husson with the point after the attack error by Nuss. Now the largest lead they've had all day, 9 points. Good job by Lauren Poston. Looked like she was going to set that one up, but then just hits it over. A quick update in the other side of the bracket, MMA versus Cobleskill. Maine Maritime takes set 2 against Cobleskill by a score of 25-11. So now they have the 2-set lead. They should be able to hold on to that one. 4 hits for Husson. Leads to a Delhi point. One thing, another stat I'd like to point out, Husson's hitting percentage is around 17%, while Delhi's is 6%. Good try by Mae Morris. Just took a bad bounce off the net. The lead has been cut down to 6. Lodgton to serve.
This Delhi team does not quit.
Here's Jenna Press scoring. That one's in.
See the power that kill had right there. Just goes on the line. 3 is the magic number for this Husson team.
Bo Bracky's not going to call the timeout as Michaela Gray's serve is up. Nice dig by Hooker. And now Janet Press scoring once again. Putting that one in the soft zone coverage. There will be Bracky's second time out of the set.
And Jenna Prescourt found some late magic there for Husson. Just 2 points away from taking the second set.
She is quote-unquote cooking right now here for Husson. 23-15 your score. We'll be back in a moment on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. No. Welcome back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Second timeout called by Bo Bracky as Husson is 2 points away from tying this match up 1-1. There's Poston to look for Nuss. Gray right there to dig it. Levitt this time, tip shot. Easy save for Nuss. And there's Kayla Nuss. Been kind of quiet in this set, but maybe that kill will give Delhi some late momentum that they need.
Yeah, good point there for Delhi. You're going to need a ton of momentum. You know, you can't really mess up and make a mistake because Husson will strike and tie up the match.
Hooker for Prescorn. And he's not able to keep it alive. Lead right now, only 6. But again, Husson only needs 2 points, so you really got to be perfect from here on out if you're Delhi.
Yeah, and you can't make any mistakes. You can't make a service error or nothing like that because that'll result in a point right for Husson.
Hooker will look for Levitt. Foss not able to tap that one over. And Delhi now with 3 consecutive points. It's never too late for a comeback. Here's the serve from Lauren Poston. Free ball for Delhi. Nice dig by Hooker. Lodgton able to keep that one alive. Prescorn's hit is digged by Lodgton. There's a good rally going. And nice block up front by Ludmer. Lead has been cut down to 4.
Great rally there. And Lodgton, number 2 for Delhi. She just seems to be able to dig everything that Husson is throwing her way.
That one almost like a bad bounce off May Morse. Levitt, nice dig. Here's Placenia. Prescorn's hit goes out of bounds. We've got a game, 23-20.
And 5 consecutive points for Delhi forces a Carl Lepsak timeout.
So, lead was as much as 9 at one point, has now been cut down all the way to 3. Husson, after that timeout called by Delhi, has not secured a point. So, head coach Carl Lepsak will talk it over with his team as Husson, again, just need 2 points. They know they can do it. The second set will be so important. You don't want to go down 2-0 if you're Husson. And they can close this one out. 25 seconds left in the timeout. This Delhi team has a lot of momentum right now. They're looking to capitalize it even further. This will be a great testament.
Yeah, and you look at, Delhi, they don't want to go down and to where it's a tied game because this Husson team is so good. Obviously got the first round bye, so they haven't played in a week, and Delhi wants to go up 2-0. They want to try to punch their ticket to play MMA.
Here's Levitt's kill, and now Husson's 1 point away from clinching this set.
A great timeout from Carl Lepsak. Talked his team down. Maybe team was a little bit nervous, able to talk his team down. And Julia Levitt with a nice kill. Husson is 1 away.
May Morse, serve goes out of bounds. That's a sigh of relief for Delhi.
Yeah, and just when it seemed Husson was kind of in the driver's seat, Delhi has an opportunity right here. 3 points away from tying it.
Here's Kayla Nuss with the serve. Can Levitt finish it? Goes out of bounds. Another attack error for Husson. Lead has been cut down to 2. Hooker for Prescorn. Tip shot is saved. Nice block up front by Prudy. Peyton Hooker able to save that. Good rally. Nice block again. Moscow's kill is good.
What a rally there. The Delhi bench going crazy. 1 point away from tying it, but Husson's 1 point away from winning it.
Prescorn saved. And we have a tied game. Again, it's win by 2. For those who don't know.
All the momentum is on Delhi's side right now.
Hooker for Levitt. Nice dig by Nuss. Husson keeps it alive. Posson looking for Nuss. Husson keeps it alive. Just a good rally from both teams. And Delhi has the advantage.
And a timeout by Carl Lebsack. Good decision to take that timeout. Delhi went on a crazy run to tie that game. Now they have the lead, 1 point away from winning it. But then again, Husson's 1 point away from tying it up. And, you know, with it being win by 2, this could go on for a little bit.
We'll be back in just a few moments here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back from the timeout. Delhi needs one more point to take a 2-0 set lead. Game set is on the line. And Delhi takes set 2 by a score of 26-24. What a comeback. Your final thought on that set, Nolan?
I mean, Delhi came from nowhere to get that. And, I mean, great timeouts by Bro Brackey. Took him when he needed to. The Delhi team just fought. You know, they had to climb uphill for that win. It's 2-0 in the match now. Husson has to win out, or else they won't be playing.
So, just a great comeback by Delhi. Score at one point was 23-15 Husson. And Delhi just came back and went on a crazy good run to take a 2-0 set lead. We'll be back to give you play-by-play for set 3 here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We are back for set 3 here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Owen Snow here, joined alongside Nolan Humphreys. Delhi has taken the first 2 sets of this match. Huge comeback in that second set. They were down 23-15 against Husson, and they were able to come back and win 26-24. An update once again on the other side of the bracket. MMA with the clean sweep against Cobleskill. So the winner of this one will play MMA in the North Atlantic Conference Finals. First point will go to Jana Presscorn for Husson.
It's the way you want to start if you're Husson. You know, you arguably should have lost the last set. Unfortunate. Delhi was just a better team to close it out. But you want to start strong because you understand that, you know, all these points are going to matter when you get there later on towards the end of the set.
Got a little rally going. Here's Julia Levitt. Hit the antenna, and so point will be awarded to Delhi.
Just inches away from it being 2-0 for Husson.
Serves up by Lauren Poston. Foss, powerful hit. Was blocked. Hooker for Levitt. Delhi, nice job by Poston and Lodgton. Keep that one alive. Levitt doesn't miss twice, though.
Amanda Mae Morris to serve. We know that she likes to kind of serve it a little bit lower.
It's definitely an interesting tactic, but it can work when it's nice. That one hit the net. Dive and dig by Lodgton. Delhi's just doing a great job at staying in position as well when Husson has those hits. Levitt. Another dive and dig by Lodgton. Good job by Placentia to keep that one and hit it over. Delhi defense everywhere right now, all in the right places. Good job by Peyton Hooker, keep it alive. Just diving on the floor. Ref's going to call it inbounds. Just what a rally. It's what Delhi's done so well. It's why they've gotten so many points.
Yeah, they're rarely out of position. They force you to go into those rallies with them, and it's very tough to beat them because they're always in position. They're always where they're supposed to be. It's like they know where the ball is going to be going.
That good dive and try by Nuss. Just didn't take a very fortunate bounce for Delhi. So Husson will regain the lead. Janet Presscorn serving for this Eagles team right now. That was a low dig by Nuss. Nice block up front by Peruti. Gives Husson a 4-2 advantage right now.
Peruti very good on that front line, blocking shots.
Goes off the hands of Lodgton. Moscow keeps it alive. Free ball for Husson. Peruti. Good job by Poston. Husson will get the point. 4 hits from Delhi. Lodgton and Poston doing so well on the defensive end for Delhi with this powerful Husson offense. Good dive and dig by Lodgton once again, but that one just goes out of bounds on Husson's side.
Yeah, Jenna Presscorn executed that low serve to perfection.
Here's Jana Presscorn once again. Nice block again by Peruti. A leader on this team. That's why she was named a captain. One of the only 3 captains on the team. Husson, 8-2 run. Kind of like what we saw in the second set.
Could sense a timeout here shortly for head coach Bo Brackey for that Delhi squad. Kind of get his group to calm down a little bit.
Levitt, it's good. Pure execution at its finest. She does such a great job at finishing off plays for a Husson point. Another good block by Peruti. Another Husson point, 10-2 lead right now at the Newman.
Shocked we haven't seen a timeout yet.
Bo Brackey believes in his team. Service ace for Presscorn. Here's the timeout. That one much needed as Husson has gotten 9 straight points. And with that, we'll be right back with this timeout on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Husson right now with the 11-2 run. They know after that second set loss, they had to come back strong. That's what they've done so far. Served by Presscorn. Was up. Moscow can't finish it. Too much power on that one. And so Husson continues their dominant lead. Here's Presscorn's serve. And finally, a break for Delhi off the service error from Presscorn.
Yeah, now where we see Delhi get some momentum of their own. You don't need all 9 points back right now. Just try to get a couple, grab some momentum.
Ella Ludmer's serve is up. Presscorn look for Levitt. Unfortunate play there. And now Delhi can look to up their momentum now some more. Ludmer back up to serve. Presscorn for McPhee. Will take a unfortunate bounce off SUNY Delhi. So a kill awarded to Kate McPhee, the freshman right side hitter. Here's Leah Peliquin with the serve. Tossing for Placentia. May Morse for Gray. Nice block by Sheltra. Off the net from Husson. And a point for Delhi. Current leaders right now in kills. For Delhi, it's Placentia with 6. For Husson, it's Foss with 8. Just to give you some updated stats here in this one. Billy Foss doing a great job at that middle blocker role. Not in the game right now, but he's done a great job. And then Julia Levitt with 7 kills for this Eagles squad. Tied second with Presscorn with 7.
Yeah, and I thought Placentia had a really good game yesterday against Dumpy. 8 kills and 16 digs for her.
Michaela Gray finishes that one off. Poston, another player that shined yesterday in that game against Umpy. 33 assists. He's been such a great setter all season for this Broncos team. Nice hit by Gray. Better dig by Nuss. But that block by McPhee gives Husson a 15-6 lead.
Yeah, and you look at this score, looks a little similar to what it looked like last set until Delhi was able to come back and win it.
Good serve by Peruti. McPhee finishes off once again. One thing I want to point out, we got quite a few people in attendance today. It's a pretty big game for Husson. I like to see the fans showing out. Husson once again, 17-6, 11-point lead.
Wonder if Bo Brackey just lets this set kind of go on, or does he take a timeout here shortly to try to regroup his team?
Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for Delhi to lose this set. It would still put them up 2-1, favorable. But you kind of do want to close it out if you can. Another point awarded for Husson. 4 hits from the Broncos.
Yeah, any chance you can close out a set, you want to do it as soon as possible. They've got a long drive back to Delhi, so
basically in the middle of nowhere, New York, they're located. Here's Michaela Gray. Lodgton able to save that one. Good rally. Great dig by Jenna Prescorn. Both teams fighting very strong. Moscow. Peliquin said no. Moscow once again. Peliquin said denied. Kayla Gray, tip shot, but Sheltra blocks that one. And that beautiful rally ends up in a Delhi point.
And Delhi is such a good team that all they need is kind of 1 point to go their way, and then all the momentum kind of leaks to them.
So back up to serve for the Broncos will be the freshman Miranda Moscow. 62 kills, 98 digs, 12 aces. Very solid player for Delhi. Here's Gray. Easy save for Lodgton. Too much pepper on that Nuss hit.
Now Peyton Hooker coming in for this Husson squad. Really good server.
That's what makes her such a great player. 41 service aces in the regular season. Good job by Sheltra, playing a beautiful middle blocker position. But Ludmer will check in for her.
Yeah, Sheltra's been playing really well in this set. Had 7 kills versus Husson in the regular season. She's got a couple here today playing that front line role.
Hooker will look to set up Prescorn. Great job by that Delhi front line. Nuss hits it in the middle of nowhere on that Husson side. Here's Hooker to Gray. And Gray has another kill under her belt.
Magic number for Husson is 5. They were kind of stuck in the 20s last set. See if they can break through that and try to win their first set of the match.
Senia to Poston to Nuss. Dive and dig by Hooker. Prescorn couldn't finish it off. Set goes out of bounds.
What a good setup there for Amanda Mae Morris. Kind of was on this right side out of bounce line. Hit it backwards right into Prescorn's wheelhouse. And just a little bit too much on it. Goes out of bounds. Delhi with the point.
Poston serve. Fielded by Levitt. Can she finish it off? Tip shot's no good.
Starting to see Delhi kind of do what they did last set. Husson just struggling to finish off these sets.
Still a 9-point lead for Husson, 11-20. Your score. Good IQ there by Maine Morse.
And a tough outcome there for Delhi. Now Husson 4 points away. Amanda Maine Morris will serve.
See what she has in store. Pawson to set up. Placentia out of bounds. So Husson is 3 points away. They were in this spot not that long ago. Last set. 23. That was a 23-15 lead. And kind of a similar outcome as Bo Brackey will call his timeout. So 22-11 your score. Eagles up. We'll be back in just a minute on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We're back early here after the timeout on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Husson needs 3 points to clinch their first set of the afternoon. 2:17 o'clock Eastern time. Good hit by Nuss and will lead to a point. Kayla Nuss will serve. Here it is. Very soft serve. Doesn't go over the net. 23-12. Jana Presscorn with the serve. Good hit by Levitt, leads to the kill. So Delhi would need 12 consecutive points to come back in this set.
Yeah, it'd be a tough task.
It won't happen. Husson easily takes this third set, 25-12. So Nolan, Husson had the 23-15 lead last set. Delhi was able to fight back and win that one. But this time around, Husson just looked like the much better squad in this set. Didn't give Delhi anything. What are your other thoughts?
Yeah, I think for Husson, it was just kind of a win-or-go-home situation. You know, the last set, your backs aren't against the wall as much as they are for this one. And, I mean, without a doubt, they played way better in this set than, the last set. They just couldn't close it out. They closed this one out, and they closed it out and, a sizable lead. Now you go into this fourth set also needing to win it. Going to be interesting to see if Husson's going to be able to keep up the momentum or will Delhi counterattack and play like they did in the first set.
Will be a very important fourth set. We'll be back in just 2 minutes on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We welcome you back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Getting ready to start set number 4. If you're just tuning in, Owen Snow on the play-by-play alongside Nolan Humphreys, giving you all the analysis here in this North Atlantic Conference semifinals volleyball matchup. SUNY Delhi versus Husson. First 2 sets were decided by SUNY Delhi, but then Husson comes back and wins set 3. A dominant score, 25-12. See if they can keep that momentum heading into this set. It'll be Peyton Hooker to start serving for Husson. That one just took a weird bounce off the net. Place stays on. Here's Gray. Good dig by Lodgton. That one goes out off the hip by Nuss. Husson, I believe they started off every game with the first point. Every set, with the first point. Serve back up by Hooker. Boston will look for Nuss. Here's Hooker over to Prescorn. Blocked nicely by Nuss. That was a beautiful play. Now to serve for Delhi will be the libero, Audrey Lodgton. Hooker to set up Prescorn, tip shot. That one's good.
Great tip shot there by Prescorn. Drops it into that soft zone coverage. Husson with the early 2-1 lead.
Here's another good server in Michaela Gray, 50 aces on the year. Levitt. Hooker back to Levitt. Tip shot. That one was saved by Placentia. And the dominant kill by Nuss.
I expect this set to be a little bit closer than last one for sure. Husson won 25-12. Expect it to be a little closer. Delhi's going to do as much pushback as they can.
Peyton Hooker to look for Julia Levitt. Just couldn't go over the net. Serve will be up by Poston. Hooker for Foss. Too much velocity on that hit. It was a good effort. Here's the serve. Hooker back to Gray. Nice dive and dig by Lodgton. And Husson not able to corral that. And it's a quick 5-2 lead for Delhi. Definitely a much better start in this 4th set compared to the 3rd.
Yeah, got to imagine good adjustments made by head coach Bo Brackey.
And another great job by that Husson defensive line. Let that one go out of bounds. Mae Morris and Michaela Gray. Here's a serve by Mae Morris. Goes much out of bounds.
You know, if Husson loses this set, they're going to be looking back on the 2nd set when they were so close to closing it out.
Hooker over to Levitt. And that one was a much beautiful and powerful hit. Levitt's looking very strong right now this afternoon. Out of serve will be Jana Prescorn. Good serve. Peruti. Dig off. On her knees was Nuss. May Morris for McPhee. Took a bad bounce off her hands. And that one was in the air for a while. Probably threw off the trajectory that McPhee wanted that, where McPhee wanted that hit to go. Presscorn will look for McPhee. Much better hit, digged by Nuss. Here's McPhee once again. Another great dig. That time it was Ludmer. May Morris keeps it alive, but Ludmer keeps it alive for Delhi. That one, that hit by Peruti almost hit those doors.
Couple of remarkable saves, though, for Delhi. Couple of really good digs to keep it going.
4-point lead for Delhi. Presscorn for Levitt. Bad bounce off the hands.
And Husson in a little bit of a hole here. Try to dig themselves out of it. If this continues, head coach Carl Lepsack, you know he'll be looking to use that first time out of the set.
McPhee out of bounds, and that's 3 consecutive attack errors that Husson has committed.
And one thing that I've noticed through the match here is Delhi's bench is just a little bit more energized than Husson's has been.
Presscorn for Peruti. Good kill by Peruti.
Much needed kill there by Alana Peruti.
Pelican into the game for Husson.
Sometimes she plays that libero role that we see Amanda May Morris playing today.
Nice serve. Poston will be 4 hits. Husson catches a break. Stops Delhi's momentum. There's the bench. Give them some more energizing cheers. Great job by Sheltra in that middle blocker role to get a kill for Delhi. Now Placentia will serve. Presscorn over to Gray. Good job by Gray to let that block from Delhi go out of bounds. 11-7 your score. Delhi with the 4-point lead. Peruti serve. Very low. So a service error. 12-1 for Husson today. Serves up by Moscow and will be an ace. Beautiful pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, Leo Peliquin tried to let that one go. Thought maybe it would have been out of bounds. It's in for Delhi. They increased their lead by 6.
Moscow back up to serve. Gray able to dig that. Can she finish off the kill? Saved by Nuss. Back to Nuss, dive and dig by Presscorn. McPhee with that right hand. It's saved. Foss finishes it off.
Foz has been so good on that front line. Has double-digit in kills today.
So here's Peyton Hooker. Started this set with the serve. Back up top of the order. Good job by Pelican that time. That goes out of bounds. 13-9 the score. Here's Hooker. Poston. That hit by Nuss. Great power, just not much accuracy. Hooker once again on the serve. Just a great job by Nuss. Front line was there by Presscorn and Foss, but that spin was able to get that kill for Kayla Nuss. Now Audrey Lodgton to serve for Delhi. Soft serve. Powerful hit by Presscorn, dig by Lodgton. And Nuss going for that spike hit. So no good, however.
Great power on that hit and a really good dig by Lodgton. Point goes to Husson.
Here's Michaela Gray. That one hits the line. Will be a Delhi point. That was just great accuracy. Morris Hooker. Presscorn. Watching right there to dig it. And Placeni's hit out of bounds. 15-12 the score. I have a feeling this one will come down to the wire.
Yeah, it's definitely not going how last set went. It's going to be a little bit of a mano-a-mano type of game.
Husson with the point. Lead has been cut down to 2. It's a serve from Mae Morse. Took a long sail out of bounds.
She usually goes for those kind of shorter type of serves. Went long there and just goes out of bounds.
Here's the serve by Nuss. Gray, good try there. Couldn't dig it correctly. Broncos have expanded their lead to 4. And a good ace by Nuss.
Might see a timeout soon by head coach Carl Lebsack of Husson.
He will take it. And Delhi has strengthened their lead to 5 and are just 7 points away from advancing to play MMA in the NAC finals. Husson will need to spark some momentum right now if they want to take this to 5. We'll be back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Delhi's taking a 5-point lead here in set 4. They lead 2-1 in sets. Peyton Hooker looks it up. Presscorn. Nice dig by Nuss. Lasenia can't finish that one. It's a good try. Actually, ref's going to say it was last touched by Husson. So give that point to the Broncos. Seen a lot of those calls by the ref today. Originally, he would say it's Husson's point and then switch it last second to Delhi's point. Whenever that's thrown the Eagles off in some way. 20-13 the score. Here's Levitt. Out of bounds. Delhi is 4 points away from advancing to the finals.
You wonder if they take another timeout here, Husson. You're down 4. You need to come back.
Make it 3 points now.
Yeah, I figure the next Delhi point we'll see a timeout, if not now.
He'll call a quick one right now. We won't go to break. We'll stay for this one as Delhi's up by 9 points in set 4. Again, after that last set where Husson just dominantly took it, Delhi is right now in the driver's seat. They want to punch their ticket into playing MMA in the NAC championship. That game will be played on November 15th. Saturday will be hosted in Waterville. About a 50-minute drive from Bangor. So both these teams have a game plan. Husson needs to come back right here, right now. Delhi just needs to fight Husson off just a couple more times. Go either way for both these teams. Delhi's Kayla Nuss will serve. Serve is up. Julia Levitt couldn't keep it alive. It's looking more and more likely that Delhi will secure the win. 10-point lead. Press scoring over to Levitt. Dig by Lodgton. And Moscow with the kill.
1 point away is Delhi. Tough read from Michaela Gray and Amanda Mae Morris. Didn't know whether to let that one go or to hit it. 1 point is all Delhi needs to advance.
Press corner look for Peruti. Tip shot saved by Poston. Hooker over to Levitt. And she'll keep Husson alive, at least for now, with that kill.
Much needed there. Every point is going to have to be a hard-fought battle. Peyton Hooker out for Husson.
Season's on the line. Jana Presscorn, that serve. Mae Morse keeps it alive for Husson. Levitt, back-to-back kills for her.
She was calling for that one when the ball was in midair. Give it to your veteran, your leader, Julia Levitt.
Here's Presscorn. Took a weird bounce off Lodgen's hands. Nice block by Husson. They stay alive again. Brought their point total up to 16 now.
Both teams in this match seem to just be struggling to close it out.
And service error by Jana Presscorn has SUNY Delhi advancing to the North Atlantic Conference Championship. They will play Maine Maritime Academy on November 15th. Husson had a great season, going 9-16 on the year, 7-1 in the North Atlantic Conference. They put up a great season, but SUNY Delhi just the stronger team this afternoon. So that will be a great matchup. Both teams have a chance to win the conference championship. Nolan, final thoughts?
Good game by both squads. Obviously, Husson would have liked to close that one out. Delhi will move on, play MMA.
So that's all she wrote here at the Newman Gymnasium. Husson's season comes to an end, and SUNY Delhi will play in the conference championship. Until then, we will see you guys later. Goodbye.